Welcome back, or welcome. My name's Dustin. Here we make videos about videography, creating things. That's pretty much it, but if you like that stuff, hit subscribe, hit the bell. Today we're talking about sound effects, specifically Foley, and Foley is just a filmmaking term. That means, roll the definition. Foley is the reproduction of everyday sound effects that are added to films, videos, and other media in post-production to enhance audio quality. Today I'm going to give you 3 tips to help you better use these types of sound effects and record your own Foley. These sound effects are really good for pulling your audience into the environment that you're showing them and helping them experience whatever vibe or message that you're trying to send to them. It makes them feel like they're really there, like these things are actually happening. It really helps pull that all together. Today I'm actually recording some Foley for a video that would have been released a few days ago. You can check that out right here if you want to. If not, that brings us to tip number 1, record your own Foley. So at the end of the video, I'll tell you how I actually record these sound effects, but right now let's talk about the benefit of making your own sound effects. It's really good because you have a lot more control than if you're just grabbing these off the internet somewhere. You can make the exact sound that you're trying to replicate, and they sound a lot more high quality than some of the stuff, especially some of the free stuff that you can find elsewhere. It can also sound a lot more natural if you're miking up the actual action. If you're miking up the action that you're doing on camera, so you're getting the exact sound that this thing would make in real life. That can look and sound a lot more natural than taking a pre-made sound effect off of a pack and trying to fit it in and squeeze it in where it really doesn't work. Doing it this way allows you to mic up exactly what action you're trying to get a sound from, turn the gain down on your camera or your audio recorder so that you get a really clean sound, get rid of all that white noise, static noise that you'll hear right now. It ends up just sounding a little bit more professional. Okay, it ends up sounding a lot more professional. For example, here's some of these clips with just the on-camera audio that I captured while shooting the shots. And here are the same clips with the Foley that I went back and recorded and added in post. Check it out. Second one is definitely a lot better in my opinion. It sounds more full, it sounds more mixed in. I could just do a lot more with it rather than stripping the audio from the visual, bumping the volume way up. But with all that said, I definitely do not think it's always necessary to go and record your own Foley. That's a lot of time, and as one-man band filmmakers or small production teams, we really have to put a lot of thought into what we're trying to spend a lot of time on and if it's worth it. Which brings us to tip number 2, use pre-made downloadable sound effects. And I know I just talked about not doing that and why this is so much better. It's really good because you have a lot more control than if you're just grabbing these off the internet somewhere. But especially if you have a stockpile of sound effects on your hard drive, on your computer somewhere that you can pull from while you're editing, whether that's people talking ambience, street ambience, noises in a forest, water pouring, ice dropping. Over your time as an editor, as you download or record new sound effects, save those away somewhere so that when you are rushed one day or when it just doesn't make sense to record your own sound effects, you have a thick stockpile of sound effects to draw from, and that'll speed up your edit and take a lot of stress off of you. You can check the links in the description down below. I'll put a couple websites where I would usually download sound effects. Some of these, the free ones specifically, I really don't necessarily like. I feel like the quality is kind of low on the sound effects, but sometimes you can find some good ones, take them and then edit them, add reverb, EQ them in Premiere, Final Cut, Audition, whatever you're using. I would definitely recommend going through premiumbeat.com, downloading all of their free sound effects packs and their assets, their overlays, their transitions. There's a lot of really high quality stuff that they're just giving away over at premiumbeat.com, so check that out. And that brings us to tip number 3. It's not really a tip. This is where I'm going to show you what I use and how I record sound effects. You've probably seen it through the B-roll clips so far, but this is generally what I do. So as you can see in the clips here, I use the Rode Wireless Go set and my Rode Video Micro. Yeah, not super nice audio equipment, definitely good, but not crazy audio recording equipment to record any sound effects that I'm doing. So what I'll do is I'll attach the receiver to my camera, put this on the Rode Video Micro, and attach all of that to the old Joby GorillaPod here. That way I can take the GorillaPod with the Video Micro, get very close to whatever this action is, place my mic a lot better than I could place it on the camera or using the on-camera audio, turn that gain all the way down like we were talking about earlier so that we get a low noise floor, not a lot of static, and there we go. Then I'm getting pretty much just that noise that I'm looking for. There are definitely better setups. You could get condenser mics, you could get really expensive Rode NTG1 shotgun mics, but this is what I use. This is definitely enough for the type of content that I make. But yeah, that's all I have for you today. I really hope you learned something from this video. If you did, be sure to give me a like down below. That truly helps me out. Leave a comment down below on if you think Foley is necessary or not, if you think it's a little bit too much for YouTube videos or for small production videos, or if you think it really ups production value and makes you look and sound a lot better. If you want to see more of that, be sure to hit subscribe down below, click the bell so that you get a notification right when I post. And if you want to learn more about audio, I've really been loving what Deity Mics have been doing on their Instagram and their YouTube. I'll put a link for them in the description as well. Check them out. They have a lot of really cool industry stuff on how they record Foley for Hollywood movies. Really sick tutorials. Go check them out. But yeah, that's all I have for today. I'll see you next week.